Guys, welcome to my channel. It's Queen of Brunch here. I decided to start some new segments, doing some book reviews of books that have shaped me, changed my life. And the first book I wanted to review was Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. So right now I put up some questions here to see how I can answer them. Quick short plot is that it's about four girls who grew up in a household, and we go through the life changes of all of them. There's love, there's education, there's adolescence, so many changes. So the first question is, do you think the traditional Little Woman roles celebrated in Louisa May Alcott's classic are outdated in today's society? What ideals do you believe are timeless? I thought that was a very good question because I think that's something that we are constantly asking as gender roles have changed in this new world age. You see more dads at home, more girl dads at home trying to help out their wives and stuff like that. And of course, right now, men can't give birth, but I do think that they've changed, but somewhat they're still constant at the back of our mind, I think. I think that but it works in tandem now. For example, traditionally women belong in the kitchen. Who says men don't belong in the kitchen as well? So I think a lot of men are being raised to be husbands now, more so than before. Excuse me. I do see a lot of my friends being able to cook and clean in the kitchen as well, and this is not something that traditionally people grew up with. So I definitely think the roles are not outdated. I think right now we're in a melting pot, trying to see where this will go. But I definitely think it all starts at how you were raised at home. I'm having some tea. I have probably tea like 4 times a day. I love my tea. Okay, so the next one is, what character traits do you feel the sisters learned from Marmee and Mr. March? I think Mr. March was definitely a girl dad. I do think that he really made sure that the girls read, practiced different things. So I definitely think he gave them patience, love, all those traits, courage. So definitely think Mr. March was a girl dad, definitely. Marmee, oh my gosh, Marmee was a great mom. What I liked about Marmee is that she really, and my mom does this, she really realizes that all her daughters are different. All those girls were different. Beth, Meg, Amy, Joe, they're all different characters. But she kind of gives each child what each child needs. Joe is in a realm where she has all these ideals about feminism and equality, and Marmee, although was raised from a different generation, she's also trying to navigate those waters. And it's the same thing with my mom. I think my mom has 6 girls that are totally different, and she's trying to navigate each girl's temper, hopes and dreams, and give them courage. Ultimately, a trait that I love is courage, that I think both Marmee and Mr. March give the children. Let's see. Who's your favorite character in Little Women and why? Which character do you most identify with? My favorite character has always been Amy. I thought Amy's the last born. I'm not the last born, but I always liked Amy. I think I liked it more so in the adaptation, the movie adaptation that came out in 2019. I realized Amy is me in so many ways, a hopeless So no, not I don't think Amy is a hopeless romantic. I do think that she had ideals that she thought she wanted, but as she's gotten older, a lot of things have changed, right? And I think that was Amy because she gave up on marrying the guy, uh, I forget his name, and then married Laurie because she loved him, you know. Um, but I think in the second half of the question, it says, which character do you most identify with? I definitely think Joe. I think Joe is me now. It's weird. I didn't really resonate with her growing up a lot because I thought just she was just too much. But I think once you've been in the world, it changes you in so many different ways. And I think that Jo is a feminist, but Jo is also a woman. You know, she just wants to be able to chase her dreams and be given the platform to do that. And so I definitely think that now I identify with Jo. Okay, what's the next one? Let's see. Were you disappointed that Joe did not marry Laurie? Or do you think Professor Bhaer was better suited for her, and why? You know, that I think that's such a great question that has changed over a course of period of time. I think initially when I read it, I thought that Joe belonged with Laurie. But then as I've gotten older, I now realize that even looking back at the text, whether it was a movie or not, I think Joe marrying Laurie was settling. He checked all the boxes, he knew her well, but I don't think he really saw her. You know, I think that's where Professor Bhaer comes in, where he really sees her and he really challenges her. And I thought that that was wrong initially, but I don't think so anymore. I think Joe was tempted to fall into a trap a lot of girls are in, where they feel like, hey, I'm at this age where I'm ready to get married, I'm ready for children, I'm just gonna like go with what's most comfortable. I do think she was that trap had been sprung, you know, definitely. Um, but I think Professor Bhaer saw her in a different light. He really like looked into her work and challenged her and said, "Hey, you still have more that you need to accomplish in this world." So I like I like Professor Bhaer now. In my later stages of my life, I do think that I like Professor Bhaer more. It's weird how life changes and you change and your views change. It's ever evolving. Um, and I'll end it with, what scenes from Little Woman linger in your mind long after you have closed this book? Okay, so uh, it's more from the movie adaptation than the book, but I think it kind of melts into one melting pot. Definitely, I have to say, there's a scene in the movie where Joe is after Beth has died, and you know, she's reading this book. She's writing the book that she's writing. Like the whole time, she's always wanted to be a writer, right? And then Mommy comes in, and Mommy's like, what's happening? Are you okay? You know, mental health is very important. And she says, we have hopes and dreams, and women have hopes and dreams, and it's more like, can we be seen in that light instead of just being seen as mothers, you know? And in that same breath, then she says that but I'm also lonely, you know? And that really changed my life. You have no idea, because I felt like I I don't want to be a hamster on a wheel in my life. I really don't. And I also want to travel the world. I love skydiving. I want to skydive. I want to see the blue oceans. I want to go to China. I want to go to Thailand. I want to experience life, you know, but I also don't want to be stuck in this wheel where I feel like work, and working 14-hour days like it's normal. I don't want to do that, to be honest. I really don't. And I thought that was so powerful because it's like, I but I'm so lonely in this space because not everyone is willing to go into that space. We are taught from a young age that women need to be mothers. The first thing that they teach us is cooking and cleaning. They set us up for this, oh, but because you're gonna have to be able to support someone at the end of the day, which I don't think is wrong. But I also love that. I love when guys are taught the same things to be husbands. You know, we need support too. So that lingers constantly in my mind because I do think I'm a very different female. So it's always interesting. But anyway, those are the questions and thoughts and discussions. Definitely feel free to comment if you have any comments of what I've said. This is just, I love books. I've read probably like 500 books in my life, no lie. So I'm going to just be reviewing books and things that I like, and we'll go from there. So my name is Chipo. Chipo means gift. I have other videos. I love, you know, charcuterie. I love food. I love drink. Definitely, I don't know who sent me a message. But anyway, definitely, I'm going to try and release more content. Let me know what you want.